Hello friends, I hope you are doing very well. I am Chrissy and I am here today with a manga review. So this is a review for one of my new favorite mangas, Ran the Peerless Beauty. Ran the Peerless Beauty is a digital manga from Kodansha comics. Ran the Peerless Beauty is about a girl named Ran who excels at school and sports and is considered to be very sophisticated and beautiful. Because she is this kind of top level elite student, she is referred to as the mountaintop flower, and what this means is that she is so perfect and beautiful that no one deserves or will touch or approach her. Of course, having this reputation, Ran ends up not having a lot of friends and being generally alone in school, despite being a super sweet and nice person. Ran eventually meets Akira, a boy with a sunny smile and a love for flowers. The two of them become friends, and then eventually a really cute romance blossoms between the two of them. I fell in love with this manga from the very first chapter. It has such a sweet and gentle tone to it that I am completely obsessed with. It fills me with happiness every single chapter, and the three words that I would use to describe this manga, which you will hear throughout me talking about this, are sweet, gentle, and innocent. I feel like if you were going to use three words to sum up this manga, it would be those three. Despite having this untouchable reputation, Ran is actually a really sweet and innocent person. I wouldn't necessarily call her naive, but she is kind of clueless about maybe a lot of kind of pop culture or normal high school student things, because her peers have basically isolated her from them, or they don't interact with her as much, so she's a little bit on the clueless side, but not in a ditzy way, more of just she doesn't have a lot of friends, so she hasn't experienced a lot of things. Her personality is so sweet, she's so earnest and so cute, and you just can't help but love her. Main love interest is Akira, and he just radiates sunshine and positivity, and I love a refreshing boy. There's more to him than just being a popular cute boy, though. If I were to compare this manga to another one that I've already read or another popular one, I would really compare it to Kimi ni Todoke. And Kimi ni Todoke is one of my favorite mangas of all time. It's in the top 5, top 3 mangas. Sometimes it's my favorite manga ever, but Ran the Peerless Beauty really gives me the same sort of vibes that Kimi ni Todoke does. The premise of the two manga are very similar. If you break it down, it's kind of a shy girl who doesn't have a lot of friends enters into a romance with a cute, popular, refreshing boy, and subsequently grows because of that. And it's just a cute, innocent romance. And so at their core, they are the stories are very similar, but I do feel they have their differences, and Ran the Peerless Beauty doesn't feel like a copy of Kimi ni Todoke at all. One of the things that Kimi ni Todoke has that Ran the Peerless Beauty doesn't have is kind of really strong friendship groups, especially within female friends. Ran the Peerless doesn't really have that kind of friendship foundation. It's more focused on the romance, if you're going to compare it to Kimi ni Todoke. They have the same sort of vibe, so if you're looking for something to fill the void of Kimi ni Todoke after that ended, then Ran the Peerless is definitely something you should check out. One of the motifs for this manga in its art and in its kind of storytelling aspects is flowers. They are very central to the whole theme of this manga. Each chapter kind of bases itself off of a different flower, and the meaning of those flowers are incorporated into the story. And by meaning of flowers, there's sort of a language of flowers. So it's things like red roses mean love. Meaning of each of these flowers is pulled into each chapter and kind of accentuates the story, and it creates such a cute, soft feeling. I don't know how Ammitsu does it, but just like having all of this flower imagery just makes it so, it makes it feel so soft. It's the only word I could just think of to describe it. The main relationship between Ran and Akira just feels so natural. You see them become friends, and then you see them develop feelings for each other, and then entering into a relationship, and it feels like a very natural progression, and it's just like, it's so good. It's like you feel like you're falling in love with the characters as they're falling in love with each other, and it's so cute. And it doesn't drag it on long. Like, you don't spend that much time being like, does she like me? Does he like me? It feels very natural with the progression of their character growth and the growth in their relationship. Their personalities match really well, and they communicate a lot really well, which is something I very much appreciate. One of my like #1 pet peeves in manga, or just like stories in general, is miscommunication, and like miscommunication to like further the plot in a way that just could have been solved very easily. I hate that so much, but this doesn't do that. I feel like anytime they use a trope, it's to further development of the characters, and it's solved in a really rational and like natural sort of way. So there is an instance pretty early on in the manga where the two, Akira and Ren, they have a miscommunication, and it causes a little bit of a problem. But the miscommunication is like really rooted in their personality types, and you can kind of see how it would happen. It doesn't seem unnecessary when it happens, and the characters soon realize what has happened, and they talk through it and solve it. And then you see later where they're actively working with each other to prevent that sort of miscommunication from happening again. So I feel like a lot of the like tropes that are in here, even though it's your like typical high school like romance, you get all of those aspects of a shoujo high school romance. It deals with them in a really like natural and purposeful way, which I really appreciate. Another example for this is like the rival love interests. Each of these like rival romances is done in a way that is really beneficial to the characters, and each character, including the rivals, grow from their experiences with this kind of like rivalry, other option for romance sort of situation. Things aren't super drawn out either. I feel like the pace is really well. They spend just enough time on a plot point before moving to the next one, and I really appreciate that. It's not a super drawn out story or anything like that. I feel like the pacing is very good. One of the things I would really like to see in this manga is more friendships and the development of the characters' relationships with their friends. It's very focused on the romantic aspect and the main couple's kind of like romantic journey, their relationship, which I am totally fine with. Like, I will eat that stuff up all day long, but I do like a good like side story with friendships. In the beginning of the manga, you feel like maybe it's just gonna be kind of this romantic journey. As the manga goes on, you do get glimpses of their friends, and they interact with the friends a little bit more, and their relationships develop a little bit more, and I'm excited to see where those go. There's a secondary couple, or a secondary potential couple, that I am all for and want to see the progression of. So I really hope as the manga goes on, we get more kind of interactions with their friends and kind of building those friendship relationships, because while I love a good romance, I also love a good friendship. Each volume of this manga has me swooning. Like, it kind of gets me in trouble a little bit because I read this manga mostly on my breaks at work. And just, it's so cute and like adorable that I just like, I want to make a noise. But I realize that there are people around, and if I did that, that would be weird. So definitely, if you are a person who vocally reacts to manga, maybe read it at home when nobody's around, so you don't have to feel self-conscious about expressing your joy vocally like I tend to do. It just fills me with so much happiness just because it is so adorable and cute and sweet and gentle, and I'm just filled with all of the happiness when I read this manga. I feel like each volume ends on some sort of cliffhanger and I want to immediately buy the next one, which is, you know, great that it's digital because I don't have to wait to order anything, or I don't have to like wait to go to the store the next day to get the next one that's already out. I can just click and download in a matter of seconds. I have it. Good on digital manga for that. But yeah, it just like, there was a cliffhanger at the end of volume 8 and I don't know when volume 9 comes out and I need to know. But yeah, Ran the Peerless Beauty will sweep you off your feet. It is so cute and I am just like in love with this manga so much. I really don't have that much negative to say about it. I think my only like gripe, not even a gripe, like my only criticism really is I wish there was a little bit more focus on some of the friendships in the story, but you know, it can just be a romance. It's fine. I absolutely adore this manga and it is such a shame that it is digital only. I want to put this manga on my shelf. I want to hug it, I want to hold it up, and I want to shove it in people's faces and say, read this manga because it is so good. Like, if you love high school romance manga, like, please read this. I just hope that someday they decide to print this manga so I can put it on my shelf with my other favorites. So yeah, you can read this manga wherever digital manga is sold. I purchase it on Amazon and read it through Comixology. You can get it on Kindle, you can get it on Bookwalker, I think you can get it on like Nook too. So there are multiple options on where you can buy Ran the Peerless Beauty, and I hope you do. So of course this review is kind of incomplete because there are only 8 volumes out. I haven't really been able to find any information on how many volumes there are. I don't know if it's still being written. I think it is actually, because the latest volume in the author's notes, they said something about coronavirus, so I feel like there's no like set number of volumes. We're just gonna kind of get them as they come out too. Hello, editing Chrissy Lou here. I filmed this video a while ago and I found out as I'm editing it that there are only gonna be 10 volumes of Ran the Peerless Beauty. So there's only 2 more left. I'm so sad. But I guess that's an average run for a shoujo manga. I feel like on average they run maybe about 13 volumes, so this one's a little bit shorter. But yeah, super sad that there's not going to be much more. I felt like this is a series that could go on for a little bit longer, but oh well. But yeah, I will continue to read this manga because I cannot wait to see where these characters, how these characters grow and where they go and how their romance progresses, because I am like hooked and obsessed. So yeah, definitely if you want a super sweet flower themed manga, pick up Ran the Peerless Beauty. If you have read Ran the Peerless Beauty, please fangirl with me about it in the comments. No major spoilers, but just please talk to me about this manga because I'm obsessed. I'm obsessed, okay? I love it, alright? So yeah, talk to me in the comments about this manga. If you have any recommendations of things you want me to review or read next, also leave those in the comments. So yeah, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more manga, bookish, nerdy content from me. And also make sure you click that notification bell so you will get updates for when I upload a new video. I promise they will be more consistent in the future. That is all I've got for you guys today. I'm Chrissy Lou. Till next time, matane!